Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? And welcome back. In today's video, we are taking a look at LibertyPuff's account. Now, this is a account revisit, as I've previously done his account review. I want to say maybe a year and a half ago. But we're going to take an in-depth look at his account because he's made a lot of progress since then, and I believe he's also hit his goal. So without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and check out this dude's Mon box. By the way, I have my Mountain Dew right here and ready, and just to make sure you guys know whose account this is, it says LibertyPuff because I didn't show it in the beginning. But boys and girls, I got the Dew ready, and we're ready to grow, and we're ready to grow. We're ready to grow. We're ready to go, boys. But yeah, don't drink soda, kids. It's bad for you. Anyways, we're gonna start off here with the Water Mons. So starting off here with Eileo. He is triple square master race. We can see all kinds of enhancements on him as well. He's rocking 98% crit, almost at the 100%, just 98 though, and 68 resist as well, which is actually pretty poggers if you consider that. And he's on a protection set just to give him a little bit more defense because he is a frail boy even with super evolution. But he's rocking a crit rate gem, some resist on it. There's an attack gem with some nice crit rate up there. And then there's another attack gem with some crit rate and some resist. And honestly, I mean, the crit rate subs aren't amazing at all, but 25% resist is pretty nice. But even without the crit rate subs not being that amazing, that one crit rate gem really helps him in terms of getting that crit rate up there. Not sure how much damage he's going to do, but he is sitting at almost 11k attack. Actually 10k attack, 10k. Which still is not bad at all, and he's fully booked up, so yeah, I'm sure he does quite well. Then he also gets some more resist from his trinket and some additional crit damage, which should help raise that up. But all in all, yeah, he's perfectly fine. Moving on, we have Fire Yuki over here. She is on a Valor set. She's rocking 83% resist and also 103% crit rate. Fully booked up and super evoed as well. So it's a flat HP gem, not a big deal because I mean 21% crit rate is pretty nice, and then 8% resist as well as a little bit of crit damage there. An attack gem with 26% resist and 13% crit rate, and then a crit rate gem with 13% defense and then 17% resist. I figured something had to be going on here because I was like, there's no way her crit rate is this high with these two gems alone. Like it has to be coming from somewhere. Let's go over here to her enhancements as well. So there's some attack action, some crit rate, some crit resist, attack plus percentage, crit damage, and also some flat defense. I mean, once you tweak those, dude, she is absolutely good to go. Nice Yuki. Fire Verde, she's on a leech set and she's at 46% resist and 91% crit rate. That's pretty cool. She looks like she might be incomplete though, or maybe you don't use her. Not exactly sure, but she is fully booked up as well. But for her leech set, this one has 20.5% crit rate, boys. On a leech set, that is already difficult of getting at least a usable gem, and then also having it roll into something that you need. That's congrats, man. And then that one doesn't really have anything worth mentioning. And the crit rate gem does have some attack up there and some resist up there, which is worth mentioning. But yeah, I mean, overall it's perfectly fine. There's more tweaking that you could do, but she's not even fully enhanced. And once you get better fire sea strikers, it's like, you know, you can keep her for the blind, but still, it's not like priority number one. There's also an Evo 3 Bolt Wing, but that one's just there. It is triple square master race though. Then Fire Neza over here. Doesn't like she's too into everything, but I mean, it is what it is. And I had to pause the video because there's airplanes flying by and they are super duper loud. But doesn't like this one's really touched that much. We can take a look real quick with just HP. Nothing really worth mentioning there. Another HP gem with some attack and some defense and also some crit rate, which is a nice balance. I mean, it's not terrible. It's a nice balance of those subs there. Then another Finch gem with really nothing worth mentioning. If he is using her, it's just as a debuffer, obviously, but she doesn't really have any resist, and yeah, I'm not too sure on that, but figure I'd check her out. Then we have a Fire Cupid over here. Looks like you have two of them. I'm just going to assume they're built very, very similar for time's sake. But this Fire Cupid's rocking an HP gem with 15% resist up there. A defense gem with some crit rate up there, but it doesn't really matter. But it does have a recovery sub, which is nice. And then also a recovery gem with 19% HP. That's pretty cool. Obviously here it Cupid's main job is just to heal and apply attack down and do the attack up. So there's nothing really intricate about gemming him up. Fire Cherry over here fully booked up as well. Triple Square Master Race, and she has recovery with 18.5% defense, a little bit of crit rate up there, and some resist. Defense gem with nothing really worth mentioning, and then an HP gem with 14% resist, and the attack, once again, it's Cherry. She's a defender, doesn't really matter right there. Not too bad. We're not going to talk about this guy over here. We got Fire Pixie. She does have one book up on her, but she's on a broken set with recovery with 15% HP. Another, well, she has HP gem with 21% recovery and some defense and a little bit of resist right there. And then the defense gem with a little bit of resist, and everything else is not really worth mentioning, but it is there. Once again, her purpose is just to survive, so having some resist is nice, but not absolutely dire, but just to survive so everyone can get that defense up applied to them. Here's Fire Suck. You guys may or may not know this, but I'm not a fan of Fire Suck because I think Fire Suck, you just replace that second C in her name with a K and then you add an S to it. Fire Suck sucks. Like, unless you have like a nitty gritty build where you can like maximize everything on her, then in my opinion she's very, very lackluster. She is super Evo though, and he does have her fully booked up, which he might have had her booked up in the past and nothing's really changed, but she's rocking max resist up there and her crit rate is at 104, so I'm predicting that she has a crit rate gem on her. Could be wrong there, but 34% resist, boys. Damn, boy. Damn, boy. That's all kinds of resist. All kinds. And then there's a crit rate gem right here with some decent resist up there as well, 22%. And then an attack gem with a little bit of a crit rate up there, nothing else worth mentioning, but I mean, it gets the job done. It's Fire Suck. I'm not saying no one should use her. She's useful in the beginning, but after that, she's just too frail to literally do anything other than die. If you're trying to rock her with not only her crit rate, but also get damage out of her. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for her. She doesn't really have any enhancements either, so there's no real point of diving any deeper. Then we have a Triple Square Master Race, Fire Wild Thing. I was gonna call her Finra, even though that's her name, but Fire Wild Thing. No books though, and it's on a ruin set. She's rocking 62% resist though, and 104 crit rate. So I'm gonna assume there's a crit rate gem, boys. And there is. Nothing really worth mentioning. I mean, the attack plus 12% isn't that bad, but nothing else really worth mentioning there. Defense gem with 26.5% crit rate. That's definitely worth mentioning. And then an attack gem with 13.5% resist, and then not 13.5% crit rate, and then 24% resist. So crit rate, attack, defense doesn't really matter because obviously she heals from all of her moves. Didn't she get a buff though? Yeah, everyone gets healed for her 5-star now. So doesn't really matter. There's no wrong way to build her. I mean, I'm not even sure if he used her at this point. I no longer use mine, but you know, different things for different mons. And then Fire Siegfried over here on, what is that, a Zeal set? Yeah, a Zeal set. He's sitting at 100% crit rate and then 60% resist. And let's take a look at these gems. So 14% resist on that attack gem right there. And then this other attack gem has 21% crit rate. And then the last one is just a crit rate gem with a little bit of crit damage in there and a little bit of resist. But that added bonus of that 15% attack and crit rate really does help out a lot here. And let's take a look at his enhancements. So he has some crit damage enhancements, HP, crit resist, HP percentage, resist, and then attack percentage. Which, him having max crit up there, the crit damage the crit damage part of it is very, very important just to add more DPS to him. And the HP really helps with survivability. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with attack percentage because Fire Siegfried already has a disgusting amount of attack. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. He has an Evo 3 Fire Indra with 2 books. 2 books. And this dude's also on a pro gamer set right here. But he's sitting at 58% resist and then 105% crit rate, which we got to see, boys. We got to see. So a crit rate gem here with 16% resist up there. An attack gem with 13.5% crit rate and 6% resist as well as crit damage. And then another attack gem with 27.5% crit rate, dude. 27.5%. That's almost past 30. That's a damn good sub. That is a damn good sub. And then for enhancements, he has some resist, defense flat, crit resist, attack percentage, HP percentage, and then defense percentage. No crit damage though. I mean, you're getting additional crit damage from the set itself, but I was expecting some crit damage enhancements. Who knows? LibertyPuff has 5-head strat, so it might be something that's just over my head. And then there's Jen over here. He has no trinkets currently, but he is on the Siphon set. I'm assuming that he was used as a farmer / maybe used as just a story farmer for right now, which is perfectly fine because that's all that he's good for, really. But he has his full Siphon set on him with nothing really worth mentioning there for that attack gem. The next attack gem, nothing really worth mentioning. And yeah, triple attack with a little bit of resist. There's nothing worth mentioning, like I said it before, but I mean, obviously it will get the job done for PvE. Evo 3 freaking Fire Xiao Jing, which I'm not sure how good he is. I haven't heard too many positive things about him because of his animations, but LibertyPuff has already taken the time to invest in this dude and get him to Evo 3. So let's go over here and check out what he's working with. So 70% resist up there, and then 110% crit rate. And then he is on an intuition set as well, which is the added bonus for the crit rate. But nothing really worth mentioning here other than the 12% crit damage and then 13% defense on that attack gem. The other one is an attack gem as well with 28% defense. A little bit of resist and a decent amount of the crit rate sitting at 14.5%, but 28% defense on that attack gem, dude. Disgusting. There's a crit rate gem here with pretty much just 16% resist right there. But yeah, that's crazy. 70% resist and max crit rate. I mean, good times, dude. Good times. Let's go over here to his enhancements real quick. So just a little bit of resist and crit rate. Maybe this mon is just a work in progress because the Mystic Essence are running a little bit low. But I'm curious to see how he performs in Titan. So LibertyPuff, if you can give us any insight into that, feel free to even talk about it on Discord or just leave it in a comment below because I'm curious to see how he performs and if he's actually worth building. Next up is a Fire Shinobi at Evo 3. This one is on a life set, rocking an attack gem with 15% crit rate and then 14% damage with a little bit of defense. And by a little bit, I mean 12% defense. Another attack gem with 20.5% defense and then 18% resist. And then last but not least, another attack gem with a little bit of resist up there and crit rate up there. So this was triple attack. Yep, triple attack with HP up there. Not as good as it could be, honestly. Not as good. But you do have another one which hopefully you've invested more in. But I'm sure it performs okay. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say about that. Fire Wukong here on a broken set and with some enhancements, boys. Let's take a look at him. So for the first gem, it has an attack gem with 20% crit rate up there. 20%. Nice. Next up is the other attack gem with 18.5% crit rate and 11.5% defense. And then a crit rate gem with 15% resist up there and a little bit of crit damage. That explains why his crit rate is that high. And I mean, his resist is 48%, which isn't anything to scoff at, but yeah, it's pretty cool. For enhancements though, it's just defense stuff really and some crit resist. I'm sure he's not done, but obviously you need essence to complete what you're trying to do here. But yeah, solid Wukong. I mean, definitely not the strongest in the world, but you've already hit your goal, so it's like after this point it's just tweaking things and trying to maximize damage potential and stuff like that. Next up is Fire Shinobi, which he's coming out of the bushes with this one. This one is fully enhanced out as well. For the attack gem though, this one is rocking a 19.5% crit rate as well as 12% crit damage. And then for the other attack gem, there's 19% defense and then 12.5% crit rate. And also a crit rate gem. So crit rate attack with 14.5% attack up there. Pretty decent. Let's take a look at his enhancements though. So got some HP, got some resist, some crit rate, and then some defense. So trying to even out things since you're rocking a full just DPS build. Trying to balance him out a little bit more, even though he's a balance type, and add a little bit more survivability to hopefully get another turn or two off, depending on what you're fighting, what level that Titan is. But yeah, no complaints there. Surprised I haven't been seeing any of the freaking Monoskin builds, Mr. What is it? Crit rate, attack, crit damage. Next up though is your Fire Valk, who is at Evo 3, fully enhanced out as well on a Pugilist set. And looks like you got one book for her. But let's take a look at this Pugilist set. So nothing really worth mentioning here other than that 15% crit rate for that attack gem. And then another attack gem with a little bit of resist and 19.5% crit rate. And then we have a crit rate gem with 21.5% attack up there and 16% resist. That's a pretty nice gem. Yeah, I have no complaints whatsoever about that gem. I mean, she's sitting at 99% crit rate and then 72% resist on a Pugilist set, aka Pug set. It's pretty nice. For enhancements though, there's attack, defense, there's also some recovery, as well as HP, resist, and crit damage. So you're basically diving your hand into all kinds of stuff. Like, she has a little bit of everything out there just to help round out her stats, which is perfectly fine. I mean, hopefully in the future you'll get these up whenever you have a chance to. It's not a big deal if you don't, but that'll just add to her beefiness. But yeah, that's a pretty nice Fire Valk. Then we have Fire Draka over here on another pro gamer set, fully enhanced out as well. Let's take a look though, because 76% resist and then 118% crit rate, and also what is that? 130% crit damage. Something's going on, boys. Something's going on. For the Gem of Armor set though, this HP gem has 20.5% crit rate up there, a little bit of crit damage, and then there's a crit rate gem with 24% resist up there. And then an attack gem with 22.5% crit rate, boys, and then 17% resist. So HP, what is that? HP, crit rate, attack? Yeah, because if you look at its attack is like 8k. Couple K lower, but I mean overall that crit rate is pretty high, so we have to keep that into the formula, as well as added crit damage. It very well may out damage mine. But for enhancements, we have some attack, a little bit of crit resist up there, HP, resist, crit damage, and then crit rate. Nice, dude, nice. Fire Lupin here, who's sitting at max crit rate. I'm not sure if you use him, but looks like you've invested into him. He's rocking a crit rate gem, nothing really worth mentioning there. And then attack gem with 28.5% crit rate. That's nice. That's a nice sub. And then another attack gem with 11% crit rate. Nothing else worth mentioning, but crit rate, attack. Pretty standard for him since his moves do require crit. Curious to see how he performs because I have one, just never used him. Next up though is Fire Poseidon over here, rocking 100% crit rate and then 46% resist on a broken set. Of course we have the mandatory crit rate gem. Nothing really worth mentioning on that though. He has an attack gem with 13.5% defense and crit rate. And then another attack gem with 19.5% crit rate, a little bit of crit damage up there. Overall, not a bad gem. This is kind of what I aim for my gems. If I can get it to this point, then I'm okay with it. Anything past that is amazing, but that very, very rarely ever happens. Fire Vamp here on a Conviction set, which I recently just finished up my Fire Vamp, so I'm glad that it's over. I haven't used them at all, but obviously Liberty has this dude built up. 46% resist, and then he's sitting at 106% crit rate, but no enhancements. I didn't check Fire Poseidon's enhancements either, my bad. He has a little bit of crit rate, and then defense percentage, and a little bit of resist up there for Poseidon. Fire Vamp has nothing, but he is on a Conviction set, and one of these gems should be a crit rate gem. But this attack gem right here has a little bit of resist, and 20.5% crit rate up there. 20.5, once again, pretty good gem. There's a crit rate gem on him with 15% defense and then 13.5% attack. And then there's an HP gem with 21.5% crit rate up there. So attack, HP, and crit rate is what he's rocking. There's another Verde, but I'm just going to skip over her. Neza we've already taken a look at. So also Pixie as well. Fire Odin over here is sitting at 62% resist though. Let's take a look at what she's working with though. So she has an HP gem up there with 14.5% defense and then 13% resist and some attack up there as well, but her main job is just debuffing if he's using her as a debuffer. And then a defense gem with 14% resist up there. Everything else really isn't worth mentioning. And then another HP gem with 20% recovery and then 15% resist. Okay, so I could definitely see where that resist is coming from right there. Fire Curate over here though is rocking 85% resist, boys. 85. So on a Conviction set, obviously 22% of the resist is coming from this gem. Nice sub. Defense gem has 12% resist. And then another defense gem sitting at 14% resist and then 18% attack. Okay. Okay, I mean her main job is obviously just a shield and stuff like that, so it's nothing amazing. But it's nice that she is rocking some max crit with a little bit of recovery action up in there. Just a little bit. I mean, she's a recovery type as well though, so I can see why you definitely want to add a defense to her. And her HP is okay, but once again, it can't hurt. Fire Jack is unbuilt. Fire Yaksha hasn't been touched. Let's take a look at these Shinobis though before we end the fire section of this. So 27% resist, and then this one is rocking 38% crit rate. So it's on a leech set. So this attack gem right here, 6.5% crit rate, not really worth mentioning. Another attack gem, nothing really worth mentioning up there. But triple attack with 16% resist up there, not resist, 16% crit rate. That explains it. I mean, obviously survivability is number one, but maybe these guys are just lower on the totem poles because they're not really enhanced too much. And obviously getting a good leech set is a lot harder than me saying, oh well, you could fix this or you could fix that. This is more of a showcase, but obviously in the future, if things work out, it'll be a lot better. And then another Shinobi over here. This one's sitting at 80% crit rate though, and then 48% resist. So rocking an attack gem, an HP gem with 29% crit rate, boys. 29%. Liberty, you are like the master already of just your Fire Mons, of just having Mons that get fat subs for their gems, dude. Like, congrats, bro. And there's a crit rate gem, 7% right there, not worth mentioning. And then 16% resist, which is worth mentioning. And then one enhancement for crit rate up there. But still, dude, 80%, and you don't even have a crit rate gem on this dude because he has attack, HP, and attack. That's nice. That's honestly pretty solid. Then we have another Fire Wukong over here, rocking 61% resist and then 102% crit rate. He has a flat HP gem of protection on him, not a big deal. Obviously, percentage is always better, but with 21% resist and nearly 21% crit rate, I can understand why you kept that gem. There's a crit rate gem up there, nothing really worth mentioning. And then an attack gem with 17.5% crit rate. Okay. Okay. So that concludes the fire part. Let's go ahead and move on to the water next. Alright, so starting off here, we have Water anew. He's sitting at 83% resist, and then 22% crit rate, which he doesn't really need crit rate, so not a big deal there. But he's rocking 22% resist on that conviction gem of attack. Pretty nice. And then there's the HP gem. Nothing really worth mentioning there. And then another attack gem with 14% defense and then 21% resist. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I mean, 83% resist. No complaints there. I wonder if you use him though. He is super evolved, so maybe use him, maybe not. We'll have to see. Next up though is your Water Vic, who's also super evolved as well. And she's rocking 80% resist. HP gem with 19% attack up there, and then 13.5% defense, and then attack gem with 22% resist, and then also another attack gem with 22% defense, and then 18% resist, dude. Pog. And she's fully booked up as well, so I'm pretty sure you put her to use because honestly, she's a pretty solid mon. Then Water Mona over here with her super evolution and some triggers up there as well. Obviously fully booked up, but she's rocking an attack gem with 20% crit rate and then 16% resist. Crit rate gem with 15% resist. And then a defense gem with 14.5% attack and then 22% crit rate. She's rocking attack, crit rate, defense. I'm wondering if you use her for maybe like the Nat 3 League. That may be why. I mean, that would explain why her build is that way. She also has some enhancements of resist, HP, crit damage, and then attack percentage as well. Very curious as to where you used her at Liberty. I mean, there's no really complaints to be made there because her defense is very, very frail, but just curious. Then we have a super evolved Water Leo on a stun set, aka a pugilist set. So what's going on here? He's sitting at 56% resist though. For his defense gem, he has 12% resist up there. And then this HP gem has 17% resist. And then this defense gem, nothing really worth mentioning there, but I mean, it's solid. I mean, obviously pro gamer pugilist sets are hard to make and hard to come by, but I mean, it definitely does its job, I could say at the very, very least. And he doesn't have any enhancements either, which isn't a big deal. Water Succubus, which is already better than Fire Succubus because I don't like Fire Succubus. We've already went over that in just one book. I don't know why I looked at that again, but one book. But she's on a pugilist set as well, rocking 53% resist and then 102% crit rate. But HP gem with some crit rate up there. Defense gem with 23% crit rate. And then a crit rate gem with 13% defense and then 7% resist. Definitely not bad at all. Definitely not bad. I mean, okay, yeah, she does need crit for her morale boost, which is a good selling point for her to get that attack down off super quick. So that's understandable. And then Water Wild Thing over here, fully booked out. She's sitting at 85% resist and 21% crit resist, as well as crit rate doesn't really matter, but she has some enhancements on her as well. She's rocking an HP gem with 25% resist up there, and then 12.5% defense. Another HP gem with 25% resist. My goodness, that's some nice resist up there. And then a defense gem with 16% resist. So HP, defense. And for enhancements, we have some crit resist, some crit rate, which isn't necessary at all. Defense and HP. Okay, okay. Water Yaksha over here on the intuition set. She does have Stalker though, so she only needs 70% crit rate to do her job, which I already recommend you guys. If you're gonna build her, if you can do it, obviously a Ruin set would be absolutely poggers, but if you can't, intuition is perfectly fine. And if you guys are curious as to why I keep saying poggers, I apologize. That's Twitch lingo, but poggers is when you make your face like this. Like when something cool happens or something like wow happens, you're just like, that's what poggers is. But she's rocking 64% resist as well. I wonder where I use her at. She probably does some decent damage, I imagine. Obviously, with Ruin, it would be better, but she has a crit rate gem up there. An attack gem with 18% resist. And then another attack gem. Nothing really worth mentioning there, but I mean, she's okay. I mean, I'm sure she could do a lot more damage, but you may not even use her, which isn't a big deal. We have a Water Indie over here, though. He is on a leech set. He's sitting at 54% resist and 106% crit rate. Let's take a look at these gems, though. So for his attack gem of leech, 13% resist, and then 13.5%, not 13.5%, 10.5% crit rate, and some crit damage as well. An attack gem with 22% crit rate. And then a crit rate gem, some attack up there and some resist, but not really worth mentioning. So, what was that? Attack, crit rate? Okay. Okay. Yeah, 106% like I said before. Let's take a look at these enhancements. So, we have some attack action, a little bit of crit rate, and some HP. Okay. Water Loki on a Ruin set, fully booked up. This dude loves his Water Loki. Sitting at 101% crit rate, and then also nearly 50% resist. But an HP gem with some attack up there, 24% crit rate though. That's pretty nice for a Ruin gem, because Tina just loves to ruin those Ruin gems, boys. Then an attack gem over here with 12.5% crit rate and then 16% resist. And then a crit rate gem with a little bit of crit damage up there, and then 14.5% attack. So HP attack crit rate gives him some survivability, and hopefully with that additional damage from the Ruin set, you can kind of mitigate the loss of that attack gem. Though I'm not sure how much damage he can do, but he does have Hunter on him as well, and he's fully booked up, so hopefully that compensates for that. Water Siegfried over here with 102% crit rate. He has an attack gem with 18.5% crit rate up there, pretty nice. Obviously a crit rate gem with 13% attack up there. And then an HP gem with 19.5% crit rate. So you're going for more survivability versus DPS, which is fine because he's on the left side. So if he can get his Courageous Strike off, that's nice. But if he can't, it's not really a big deal. Understandable. Water Sura over here, though. Intuition set rocking 68% resist. He's rocking an attack gem, which I'm curious as to why. 23% resist up there, and then 11.5% crit rate though. Okay. And then another attack gem with 17% crit rate, and then 14% resist, and then a crit rate gem. So crit rate, attack. I mean, his attack goes up to 5k, which isn't like amazing, but I guess it's fine. It's Water Sura though. Then Water Siren, 63% resist. Obviously, her main selling point is just healing. Not sure if she's currently being used. I would assume not, though. But an HP gem with some recovery up there and some defense, a little bit of resist. Recovery gem with 21% resist and a little bit of crit rate, though it doesn't matter. And then a defense gem with some resist and a little bit of recovery, as well as some HP up there as well. Okay. Water Cupid. I'm not going to cover Water Cupid because Water Cupid's useless. There's a Water Yuki over here. She's not gemmed up currently. She is fully booked up though, so maybe she was in use at some point in time, but you just took off her gems because she's also super evolved as well. So curious about that. Next up though is your Balrona with some enhancements as well as some trinkets, but she's sitting at 32% crit rate. Not crit rate, 32% resist. My bad, boys. All of these numbers in my mind is like, dude, rest in peace. And then 105% crit rate. So she has a crit rate gem with 19.5% attack up there. Then an attack gem with 14.5% crit rate and 14% defense. And then an attack gem with 21% crit rate up there. So what was that? Crit rate, attack? Yep. And she's at 105%, so she's fine with that. Crit damage is a little bit low though, but let's take a look at her enhancements. So defense, some crit rate, some crit damage, attack, HP, and HP. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's fine. getting perfect gems is hard enough. I mean, it's really dependent on how much you want to play and how much you want to cuss at Tina. So it is what it is. Water Garuda though, Evo 3 boys. Evo 3. I mean, obviously the Byrona was Evo 3 as well, but Water Garuda Evo 3. That's a rare sight to see. 85% resist though, and then 100% crit rate. My dude is going in. He is going in. But a crit rate gem right here with 22% resist up there. An attack gem with 14.5% crit rate and then 24% resist once again. You and these subs, you and this resist and these crit rate subs, man. Congratulations. Then a crit rate gem with 21% crit rate. Hopefully I said attack gem. An attack gem with 21% crit rate up there. And nothing else really worth mentioning. But crit rate, attack was that? Full on DPS, boys. Full on DPS. Water Artemis on an SP Siphon set. Well, a Siphon set, not an SP Siphon set. She is rocking 56% resist, but that's not really that important because her main job is just sapping. But she has an attack gem with a little bit of resist up there. Another attack gem, nothing really worth mentioning. And then triple attack. So triple attack with some resist and a little bit of defense up there as well. Curious as to where you use her at. I mean, obviously it's beneficial to have her 5-star to get off as much as it can. And then her attack's pretty decent too, but I would be curious to see how she performs because the HP is a little bit frail, and I mean also defense, but one of the two are both frail, so it really depends on where you're using her at. And then we have a Evo 3 Water Poseidon. I have no Poseidons at Evo 3, so you beat me on that. But he's on a Valor set with 45% resist. Has an attack gem with 16% resist up there. Another attack gem, nothing really worth mentioning other than the HP, plus 13%. And then an HP gem with 13% defense up there as well. So nothing really incredible, just HP attack it seems, which is fine. You may not even use him. Then Hades over here on a Valor set as well. Nothing really to acknowledge here, but he's rocking an attack gem. Another attack gem with some decent defense and also some decent, well, I should say, acceptable resist. And then an HP gem with a little bit of crit damage and defense as well. Water Spocket over here, not booked up, so he may be retired at this point in time, or just using Colossus. But full on intuition set right here, crit rate, obviously. What have I done? HP gem with some crit rate up there, and then an attack gem. Nothing really worth mentioning there other than HP, but crit rate, attack, HP. So some survivability and some damage, and he is at 100% crit rate to make sure his moves proc. It is what it is, boys. Evo 3 Water Nightmare, which I wish I Evo 3'd mine and not my wood, but we can't take things back that we do, boys, unfortunately. But she is on a HP drain set, aka a leech set. So let's see what she's working with her damn 84% resist. So there's the Finch gem with 23% resist. There's an HP gem with 17% resist. And then there's an attack gem with 24% resist. Holy crap, where is that coming from? 23% resist, 17, okay, 24, okay. I was just making sure. I was like, how are you hitting max? I was dead set on seeing like a resist gem, but she doesn't even have a diamond slot for her to have a resist gem, and obviously she's getting some from the trinkets as well, so do keep that in mind, but she's pretty solid. Water Harley though with 103% crit rate, and then nearly 40% resist. We have a crit rate gem, nothing really worth mentioning there. An attack gem with 20.5% crit rate. Congrats, man. And then an HP gem with 12.5% crit rate and 13% resist. Alright. Alright. A couple enhancements as well. Got some crit rate action and some crit damage. Okay. Water Purse over here on a broken set, but she does have 85% resist. For her set, though, she has an HP gem with 17% resist. Another HP gem with 21% resist. And then another HP gem with 20% resist. I was curious to see if she's going to be triple HP or maybe HP defense, because I've seen both of those done. And while they're not incorrect, at least a triple HP does give you a little bit more of the passive healing if you're using her for whatever. But, I mean, it's really up to you on what you want to use for her. But, yeah, she's pretty darn good. Then Water Pandora, or Water Cure. We'll skip past these, though, because I'll just take a look at one. But she's rocking 67% resist. Recovery gem up there with 16% resist. Defense gem with 20.5% recovery, boys. And a little bit of resist right there. And then an HP gem with 17% resist. Okay. Yeah, she's solid. HP, defense, recovery. She is a tank type, so her HP is plentiful. Okay. Let's skip ahead to the Balrona, though. This one's at 82% resist and also on a intuition set. So for this attack gem, it has 16% crit rate up there. The next attack gem has 14% crit rate. And then the HP gem has 21.5% crit rate as well. So HP attack, 82% crit rate. Acceptable. Crit resist, defense, and then HP for the enhancements. Okay. Another Water Indie over here, though, on a life set. And he has 54% resist as well as 96% crit rate. So we have the infamous crit rate gem with some attack up there and some defense. A little bit of resist right there. An attack gem with 19% crit rate. And then another attack gem, so HP attack was that, with some resist, and then 12% crit rate. Wait, what? Okay, never mind, that was crit rate attack. Okay. Let's take a look at these enhancements, though. Some crit resist and defense, obviously an unfinished product. Another Balrona over here with 72% resist. And then 95% crit rate on a broken set. So we have a crit rate gem with 14% resist up there. And some attack. We have an attack gem with 11% resist. And then 10.5% crit rate. And then an attack gem. Not attack gem, but an HP gem. So crit rate, attack, HP. And this HP gem has 15% resist and 20.5% crit rate, dude. 20.5% crit rate seems to be like the sweet spot for you, Liberty, in terms of your freaking rates, dude. Congrats, man. Once again, congrats. Water Hades over here, rocking 99% crit rate and then 40% resist on a broken set. Attack gem with 14% crit rate and then 20% resist. Then a crit rate gem with 14% HP. And then also another attack gem with, what do you know, boys? 20.5% crit rate. How do we know this already? How do we know? What have you done to Tina? What have you sold to this woman for her to give you at least 20% crit rate? Like, if I could get 20% crit rate on most of my gems, I would be content. But what was that? HP crit rate? No, that was attack, crit rate, attack. So crit rate, attack. Okay. Next up, another Water Indie, though. Is that your third or is that your second? One. Okay, that's your third. I know I saw some more. But this one is sitting at 99% crit rate and then 36% resist. Crit rate gem, nothing really worth mentioning there. And then an attack gem with 14% crit rate and 12.5% defense. And then an HP gem with 21% crit rate. So what was that? Crit rate, attack, HP? Okay, yep. I mean, for survivability and some damage as well. Curious to see how well he performs, though, since he's only sitting at like what is that, 4.6k attack. Tad bit low, but he is only Evo 2 as well. Water Sig, this one has some crit rate action going on it as well, 106%. Crit rate gem, nothing really worth mentioning. An attack gem with, what do you know, boys, 20.5% crit rate. And then an HP gem, once again for survivability, just like the other one, with 21% crit rate. Tina loves giving you damn 20% crit rates, dude. I don't know why, but she does. Then we have some Bass over here. Is there one that's more superior than the other? I'll use that one. Okay, I'm gonna take this Water Bass. This one is Triple Square Master Race, but you have 4 Water Bass, dude. I know people that don't have any Water Bass, and you have 4 of them. Holy crap. But this one's rocking a defense gem with 13.5% recovery and then 15% resist. Recovery gem with 14% resist. And then an HP gem with some resist up there, as well as 17% recovery. So you are getting some recovery action, which is very important because her recovery is trash. But you got to work with what you have. But yeah, 61% resist. Pretty damn solid, dude. And then this Water Indy is untouched. And then we have Katine as well, but Katine doesn't have any gems on it. Bass, basically all probably should be rocking the same thing with recovery, HP, and defense. Yeah, that's what I figured. So that really concludes up the Water Mons, boys. Let's go ahead over here though and move on to the wood ones next. Alright, so starting off here with Wood Anu, who is fully booked up, which I'm glad to see. He's sitting at 102% crit rate though, and then 62% resist on a broken set. And of course Super Evolution has been applied here, but he's rocking an attack gem with 15% crit rate and then 15% resist. A crit rate gem with 15% resist, as well as 12.5% defense and then 13.5% attack. And then an attack gem with 22.5% crit rate. So no surprise there because Tina loves giving you all kinds of freaking crit rate, dude. So crit rate, attack, pretty standard for him, which is fine because Hunter needs crit rate, and yeah. And then Wood John, whatever the heck you guys want to call her, she's sitting at 51% resist and then 76% attack. But she has a crit rate gem right there. And an attack gem with 12% crit rate and then 19% resist. And then also another attack gem with 12% crit rate and then 13% defense. I mean, Stalker, obviously she only needs 30%. And then, like I said it before, with Water Yaksha, I would do a very, very similar build as to what he has here with that. And if crit damage was possible, I would also recommend crit damage. But she's fine the way she is. And of course she has a Super Evolution as well. Then Wood Miho, which if you guys were in Channel 3 on Friday, there was a discussion about Wood Miho, but we're not going to talk about that because there's a whole bunch of R words in that chat. But anyways, Wood Miho is fully booked up and on a protection set. And she's sitting at 46% resist and then 30% crit rate. She has an attack gem with 12.5% crit rate. An HP gem with 13% resist and then 7.5% crit rate. And then an attack gem with 7% resist and then 14% defense. Alright. Maybe she's not used right now because those gems are a bit meh. But it looks like at some point you were probably using her on the previous account review. Oh, actually there's another one down here. Maybe it's that one down here at the bottom. But we will have to see. So stay tuned, boys. Wood Miho with 71% resist up there on a broken set. She has a defense gem with 20% resist. An HP gem with 17% resist. And then another HP gem with 14% resist. So HP defense. Okay. A variant Evo 3 Wood Arthur on a life set rocking 97% crit rate and then 67% resist. He has an attack gem with 13.5% crit rate and then 22% resist on that one. A crit rate gem with 13% resist as well as 13.5% attack. And then a crit damage gem, which I'm actually surprised to see here, with nearly 20% crit rate up there. So what was that? That was crit rate, crit damage, attack. Okay. We got some Monoskin action, boys. It's coming out. We got some Monoskin action. Not saying that Monoskin is the only person in the world to do this. But as we've seen from his account review, that's all he does, boys. That's all he does. Okay, yeah. I like it. And then we have a Wood Zubaji Evo 3 with some enhancements up there. She's sitting at 97% crit rate, which she doesn't need crit rate, but why not? And then 66% resist on a broken set. So crit rate with 23% resist on the crit rate gem. An attack gem with 10% resist, 15.5% defense, and then 11.5% crit rate. And then and another attack gem with 21.5% crit rate. You in the 20 whatever % crit rate, man. So what was that? Crit rate, attack, attack. Okay, okay. And then for her enhancement, she has attack flat, resist, some HP, and some crit damage. Okay. Yeah, at that point, it's really not worth the extra 3% of your crit rate being wasted on enhancement, in my opinion. Then there's Wood Pinolo, Evo 3, fully booked up on a broken set. He's sitting at 90% crit rate and then 63% resist, as well as some enhancements going on here. So a crit rate gem with nothing really worth mentioning there. An attack gem with nothing really worth mentioning. I mean, there's some resist, defense, and crit rate right there, but nothing amazing. And then an HP gem with 14.5% crit rate. And then 17% resist, and then 14.5% attack. Okay. Yeah, he's fine. Enhancements wise, we have some defense, a little bit of attack, and some crit resist. Alright. Not only does he have a Evo 3 Water Nightmare, but he has an Evo 3 Wood Nightmare on a Pugilist set. Hey, that looks kind of like mine. But this one's rocking 61% resist on a Pugilist set. So defense gem has 18% resist up there. HP gem with 18.5% defense, and then another HP gem with 11% resist. So what was that? Defense, HP? Yep, that is correct. Okay. Wood Hana over here on a broken set, perfectly fine, but she's sitting at 54% resist, and she also has some decent recovery. Recovery gem up there of 18% resist. And then an HP gem with 20.5% recovery up there. All kinds of recovery action. All kinds. And then a 16% resist gem, as well as, yeah, that's the only thing worth mentioning there. So, recovery, HP defense, pretty standard right there. An Evo 3 variant Wood Purse, who is untouched, as she should be. Weird flex, but okay. Wood Cupid, not sure why you have a Wood Cupid or where you use them at, but if you use them somewhere, Liberty, let me know. Let me know, dude, because that is the epitome of a weird flex, but okay. Very, very bizarre in my opinion. I just never found a use for him. But this one's sitting at freaking, what is that, 72% resist. He has a recovery gem of 23% resist up there, and then 15% defense. An HP gem with some recovery and 14% resist, and then a defense gem with 15% resist, and then a whopping 20.5% attack. For what reason? Why not? Wood Kana, not a fan of. Absolutely not a fan of. And then Wood Mini Cat over here. Which one? Okay, this is the superior one. This is the Master Race Mini Cat. This one's sitting at 68% resist though. And this fully booked up as well. So is the other one, of course. But let's take a look at these gems. So a recovery gem with some resist up there. Defense gem with some more resist. And then HP gem with some resist up there. And then 20% recovery as well. Okay. Yeah, that works out, dude. That works out. Next up, though, is your other Wood Miho, which looks like this is the one that you actually use. She does have one enhancement on her. Let's take a look real quick. Just defense percentage. Maybe that was like a test, or you just forgot about it. Not a big deal. But all kinds of triple square Master Race action going on this account, boys. All kinds. But she's sitting at 46% resist and then 100% crit rate. So she has a crit rate gem with 26.5% attack up there. It's pretty dope. And then attack gem with 15% resist, some defense, and also 14% crit rate as well. And then and another attack gem with some crit rate up there, 21% to be exact. Okay. Okay. So crit rate, attack. Not bad. I mean, she's not one of my favorite mons in the world, but if you can build her, she's at least decent, which is nice. A Super Evo Wood Banshee sitting over here with 58% resist on a broken set. So she has an attack gem, nothing really worth mentioning. HP gem with some resist. And then another attack gem with 17% resist, a little bit of crit rate up there. Nothing worth mentioning though. Maybe she's just there just for the super evolution, which is perfectly fine. We got a Wood Garuda over here sitting at 65% resist. He has an attack gem with 13% resist up there and some defense. Another attack gem with 23% resist. And then another attack gem. So triple attack with 13.5% defense and a little bit of resist. Yeah, triple attack. Dude's full on DPS. But he does have some resist as well. So really curious to see how he performs because, I don't know, I've heard bad things about Ruta, especially if it's unbooked. I do have one, but it is what it is, boys. Wood Enkidu. Evo 3 as well, because everything in this dude's Mon box set is on that 5 is pretty much Evo 3. This dude is at 100% crit rate though, and then maxed out for the resist at 85%. Let's take a look at these gems on a broken set. So he has an attack gem with some crit rate up there and 26% resist. Nice. Then a crit rate gem with 21% resist. Then another attack gem with 21% resist and some crit rate as well as a little bit of crit damage. Okay. So resist on all 3 gems, and then of course you have some crit rate action. And then for enhancements, we do have some crit rate action right here, some HP, some attack, and some crit damage. Okay, dude. Okay. Wood Incubus, main selling point here is just having the max crit rate for his moves to work properly. He's on a broken set. He's rocking HP with 23.5% crit rate up there. An attack gem with 13% crit rate and defense. And then a crit rate gem with 13.5% defense and 7% resist. Okay, so HP, attack, crit rate. You want to give him some survivability because stats are a little bit low, but if you're using him for pure farming purposes, to those out there not talking about Liberty, but if you guys are going to use him for farming purposes, crit rate, attack is fine. If you use him anywhere else though, I can understand HP, crit rate, attack being a thing. We took a look at Hana, so we're going to bypass those. Wood Thor, those both are Evo 3 but currently ungemmed, and both are Master Race. Once again, Wood Kana, I don't know why you have that many of them, and that one's booked up as well, but RIP. Wood Merlin is over here with 70% resist and then 94% crit rate with some enhancements as well, and Evo 2, so crit damage gem with 23% resist and then 14.5% crit rate. An attack gem with 15% resist, a little bit of 15% crit rate and a little bit of resist. Then a crit rate gem with 21% defense, some crit damage, and nothing really worth mentioning. So crit rate, attack, crit damage. Where have we seen that build before? Once again, not stating that he is the creator of it, but yeah, pretty solid, dude. Pretty solid. And it's on Ruin, so you have some attack, crit damage, and some HP action going on. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Another Garuda, but we've already been over him. There's a Wood Sanzang for memes, and then 2 Wood Phibians, obviously fully booked up. And then they're rocking HP, defense, with 23% resist on that defense gem. Okay. It's pretty solid, dude. Let's go ahead and move on to the light and dark mons though, so catch you guys right on over there. Alright, starting off here with Light Wild Fang. Light Wild Fang over here is super evolved as well. She is on a broken set though, and she's rocking 55% resist. She has a defense gem over here with 22% resist on it. An HP gem with 14% resist. And then another HP gem with 19% resist up there. I mean, it's fine. Nothing perfect, but obviously she'll get the job done, and she is variant as well. So you can take advantage of rocking her variant lead skill. But overall, she's okay. Could be better, but could be a lot worse. Fire Nike over here on a Siphon set. Not a Siphon set, but a SP gain set. A gem of Magius. Bit weird, but okay. I mean, I guess just to get her active off a little bit quicker. But hopefully it's triple defense. We'll find out. But this one has a little bit of resist up there. Crit rate gem actually with 18% resist. And then another defense gem with 14% crit rate up there. And really nothing else worth mentioning. Very, very odd. Haven't honestly seen that at all. She has 1 enhancement of HP, but I mean, her defense is at like almost 10k, so I guess it really doesn't matter at that point. Her crit damage is a little bit low though, so I'm not sure how beneficial that is of having her crit rate that high but really no crit damage to back it up. but I'm no expert at that. She's fully booked up though. Next up though is Light Jean. Over here with 88% crit rate and then 30% resist. And she has her super evolution as well. She has an HP gem right here with 26.5% crit rate. HP gem with 20.5% crit rate and 15% resist. And then another HP gem with 21.5% crit rate, boys. Solid. Really solid. I mean, triple HP and you have that much crit rate up there. It's pretty nice. Light Yaksha over here on a broken set. She's rocking 38% resist and a little bit of crit rate. Not much though. So she has an attack gem with 15% resist up there. Another attack gem with 18.5% defense. And then another attack gem with 17% resist. So what was that? Attack. Triple attack. Okay. Next up though is Light Siegfried at Evo 3. He is on a Valor set with a couple of enhancements. He's currently at 102% crit rate and then 28% resist though. But he has an attack gem of 14% crit rate and then 13.5% defense. And then a crit rate gem with 15% resist up there. And then another attack gem with 13.5% crit rate. So where's all that crit rate coming from? Obviously from the crit rate gem. Yeah, never mind, that makes sense. Then his attack is roughly 8.5k, and he's sitting at almost 50k HP. He has some defense up there too. HP, resist, and recovery. Not the best enhancement subs in the world, but I'm sure with a little bit of tweaking, you could actually increase his damage output by a little bit. Light Wendigo, which I still do not have, boys. 433, waiting on you. He's on a broken set, but he has 35% resist and then 94% crit rate. HP gem with 18% resist and then 26.5% crit rate. And then there's an attack gem with 20.5% crit rate. And also another attack gem with 26.5% crit rate. Which is actually amazing if you keep in mind that he doesn't have a crit rate gem at all. This is HP attack and he's sitting at 94% crit rate, boys. That's damn good. And he has enhancements of just resist and attack. Let me double check. Yeah, he's literally sitting at 94% crit rate with no square. Y'all need to take some notes. That's poggers. And also, I mean, it's fully booked up as well. So congrats on that Wendigo, man. Light Tiger on a Bastion set. That's quite a bit interesting. 16% resist and then what is that, 111% crit rate. So that attack gem has 20.5% crit rate, no surprise there. Crit rate gem with 13.5% attack, and then another attack gem with 13% crit rate. Yeah, I mean if you're running on Bastion, I mean you could run more defensively, but at the same time you have that shield up there, so why not try and make them as not as frail as possible, but why not try and maximize your DPS? So hopefully before that shield goes off, before they even target it, you can get whatever is there out the way. But okay. And some of the enhancements are just defense, crit damage, HP, and a little bit of crit rate. I mean, he's already max crit rate, so no point of diving into that any further unless you change his gems out. There's another Light Wendigo. This one's sitting at 100% crit rate because it does have a square slot and then 20% resist. Fully booked up as well. So it has an attack gem with 15% defense up there and then 12.5% crit rate. A crit rate gem, nothing really amazing up there. And then another attack gem with a little bit of crit rate up there. Not as poggers as the other one though. I really like the other one because that right there, you got some good luck with your gems. Enhancements is just resist and HP. But this dude has 3 Light Wendigos and I still have 0. And no, I'm not going to waste that on my Light and Dark card. No, absolutely not. A Light July, which I'm curious as to why she's built, unless it's just for World Boss. But she's on an Intuition set and she does have 101% crit rate. There's a crit rate gem, obviously, no surprise there. An HP gem. With a little bit of crit damage up there, and then an attack gem with 6.5% crit rate. I mean, I know this is an Intuition set and it raises up by 20%, but where's all that crit rate coming from? It's just the 20%? Because that gem only has 6.5% crit rate up there. And that's 54%, so that's roughly 60%. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Probably overthinking it. Not important though. Light Zubaji, Evo 3 variant. How come you have all these damn variant, just straight up damn variant nat 5s, dude? What in the F word? But anyway, she has 81% resist and then 45% crit rate. She is on a protection set. For her protection set, she has a defense gem with 21% resist up there. She has another defense gem with 24% resist up there. And then she also has another defense gem with 24% resist up there. They're like carbon copies of each other almost. I mean, different shapes, but they're all like the same. Which makes me understand where she's getting all of her resist from. But what was that? Triple defense? Triple defense on the defense set? Good God, she must be annoying. She has a recovery sub, some crit rate right there, defense, attack, HP, and some more defense. So you're trying to even her out a little bit right there, especially with the HP. But yeah, dude, her defense is... I'm just disgusted. That's 11k defense right there, plus almost just 4k. She literally has like 15k defense. Oof. Oof. And level 6 variant, let the flex go. Another light Wendigo, but this one's currently not built at the moment. Evo 3 Light Wukong, who is also variant on a broken set with 85% resist. HP gem with 22% resist on it. Defense gem with 29% resist on it. And then another HP gem with 23% resist on it. Some nice rolls. I mean, yeah. Some nice rolls. Light Snowy is untouched. Then Light Marie, who is actually usable for world boss at the very minimum. She's over here sitting at 115% crit rate. She's on a protection set as well, but she has a crit rate gem up there with 13.5% defense. Another defense gem with 22% crit rate. And then another defense gem with 19% crit rate. It's pretty cool. I mean, even if you only use her for world boss because you have like Nike, that's perfectly understandable. So I can see why. We got some baby shark on a broken set with 53% resist and obviously fully booked up. Marie wasn't booked up. Mari, whatever the heck you want to call her, but recovery gem with nothing really worth mentioning there. Defense gem, again nothing worth mentioning, and then an HP gem. A little bit of defense, but nothing worth really mentioning right there, even though I kind of mentioned it, but don't pay any mind to that. There's also a Light Sura. He is ungemmed. Maybe one day you can get him gemmed up, at least for World Boss, unless your World Boss teams are set. But I know Light and Dark Mons are very helpful for that. Then there's also a Seed there. I'm skipping past that Baby Shark because, you know, one is enough. Unbooked as well. Once again, definitely some good World Boss fodder. Another Light Wild Thing. This one's at 110% resist on a Zeal set. Not booked up, but she is super evolved. But let's take a look. So for her attack gem, she has 18.5% defense up there. A crit rate gem. Okay. And then another attack gem. So crit rate attack with 14.5% crit rate up there. Okay. Okay. I see you, boy. There's a Light Suck with 84% resist up there. Absolutely poggers. And that's pretty much all that she really needs. She has an HP gem with 23% resist and then 14% defense. Okay. Okay. Then an HP gem with 23% resist and then 12.5% defense. And then another HP gem with 25% defense. Not 25% defense, but 13% defense and then 25% resist. Damn good, dude. Damn good. If you could get her booked up, which I'm not sure what your priorities are, quite a good mon, dude. Quite a good mon. I'm really curious as to who I'm going to be picking for my Light and Dark contract. Not contract, but Light and Dark selection card, boys. Really curious. Light Jack over here with 101% crit rate. A little bit of resist. She's on a broken set, though. She has a crit rate gem. attack gem with 13.5% crit rate and then 16% resist. And then another attack gem with 13% crit rates and then 13.5% defense. Okay. Okay. Then we have Tina over here on a Siphon set, Triple Square Master Race, coming in hot, boys, with her 99% crit rate. So she has an attack gem with 12.5% crit rate on it, another attack gem with 12% crit rate, and then a crit rate gem with nothing worth mentioning. But hey, dude, crit rate, attack. Her crit rate's max. What more could you want for a farmer? Other than some enhancements just to make her do some more damage, and some books. But this is the light version. Obviously, I would save my enhancements and my books for the dark version. Next up is another light Siegfried who's at Evo 3. So this is your second light, your second light Siegfried that's at Evo 3. Damn, you have me beat, dude. I'm working on my second one right now because I decided to keep my second dark Siegfried for Asher Guide purposes. But this Siegfried's sitting at 100% crit rate, and it is on a ruin set with some enhancements and 20% resist. Triple Square Master Race once again. I'm not sure if you're just buying gem conversion slots or you just have luck like that, dude, but congrats. Crit rate gem with a little bit of crit damage up there. An attack gem with 13.5% crit rate. And then another attack gem with 12.5% crit rate. And just like that, dude, you are on a ruin set. So, yeah. Solid, dude. Nice, simple, and easy. There's some crit resist. Obviously, some resist right there. Some HP and attack. But, yeah, finish that dude off. And I'm sure he's quite brilliant. Light Griffin over here on a ruin set. He's sitting at 47% resist. And then 101% crit rate. So HP with 13.5% crit rate and then 13% resist. A crit rate gem with 12% resist up there. And then an attack gem with 13.5% crit rate. Okay. Okay. And his attack is almost 7k. HP is roughly 74, 75k-ish. Defense is pretty solid too. Yeah, that's a nice Griffin. You have a light Valk with 76% resist. Ooh. Ooh, oh, we gotta take a look at his enhancements real quick. Attack, defense, HP, some defense, and resist. Once again, just trying to make sure he maximizes with his damage and survivability. Nothing wrong with that. But like Valk over here with the 76% resist on a broken set. HP gem with 16% resist and 19% defense as well. There's a defense gem with 31% resist, dude. That is a fat load of resist. A fat load. And then another HP gem with 17% resist. So HP defense. Okay. Okay. There is a light Dart Aganon. However the heck you say his name. We need MSL to make videos that pronounce how these mons are said properly, because your boy be slaying these monster names. And I do look it up, but dudes be saying you can say this name 5 different ways, and I say it the one way that it's wrong, and everyone's just like, bro, relax. He's not built up. He doesn't have a square slot. I want mine with a square slot. Who knows when he'll come back, but he's not worth the gem conversion unless you just had excess money laying around. Light Jiangxi, of course, she's not gemmed up at all either. By Incubus Untouched. But Evo 3. These are all Evo 3. Keep that in mind. There's a whole bunch of Evo 3 mons in this box. Light Shiva rocking 69% resist. I need to finish off mine one day, but he's on a broken set. HP gem with 21% resist up there. Then there's another HP gem with 23% resist up there. And then there's another HP gem with 25% resist up there because he is an HP aggressor. Okay. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Slime Soldier, no gems. Light Yeti, triple triangle master race, rocking 56% resist. Defense gem with 22% resist on it. Another defense gem with 22% resist. It's just like a copy of the other gem. And then an HP gem with 12% resist up there. Light Siren with some enhancements as well. She is sitting at 81% resist, boys. 81. She has an HP gem with 14% resist and then 21.5% recovery. Defense gem with 21% resist. And then an HP gem with 19.5% defense as well as 16% resist. Okay. And for her enhancements, she has defense and then HP and HP. Then we have Pandora over here sitting at 82% resist. She has 12% resist on this gem right here for her HP as well as 19.5% defense. Another defense gem over here with 23% resist. And then an HP gem with 19.5% recovery and 17% resist. So what was that? HP, defense, HP. Gotcha. For Light Pandora. Really curious to how she operates though, because obviously I don't have one, but Shock and Dominance. Isn't that Dominance? Seemed like an odd combination. Light Verde on an HP set, rocking 53% resist. She has a defense gem with 15% resist on it. An HP gem with 23% resist on it. And then another HP gem with 15% resist on it. Okay. Okay. Light Venus on a recovery set because that is important. Hopefully triple HP. But an HP gem right here. And another HP gem. And another HP gem. Yep. With some recovery up there too as well. I mean, no real resist, but her main job, of course, is just to make sure she gets that shield off and make sure that shield is thick AF. And hopefully she does that job well. Light Pegasus, no gems on him at the moment. Light Pixie, looks like he did throw some gems on her, but let's see what she's working with on her broken set. So a HP gem, a defense gem with 20% recovery up there, and then a recovery gem. Nothing really worth mentioning there. So HP defense recovery. Light Grab Bag, who I actually... Do I still use her? I was using her before because, I mean, free attack up, bro. She's rocking 60% resist, though. So she has a recovery gem with 16% resist up there. HP gem with 26% resist. That is a lot of resist. Not resist. 26% recovery. My bad. My bad. And then a defense gem with 7% resist. So that was defense, HP, and recovery, right? Okay, gotcha. There's a light Zephyros. He is in the works right now. Light on Myoji, rocking 67% for her resist. She has an HP gem with 17% resist up there. Another HP gem with 21% resist. And then a defense gem with 29% resist. That's, yeah, those are some good resist subs, dude. Poggers. Light Medusa, she is rocking max crit though, 100%, which she does need for her moves, and she is fully booked up as well. Looks like you're in a process of maybe leveling her up. But for her attack gem, she has some crit rate up there, 13.5%. And then another attack gem with 12.5% crit rate and then 18% resist. And then a crit rate gem with 21% resist. Okay, okay, so HP attack, no, crit rate attack. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, last but not least, boys, is the Dark Mons. So let's go over here and check these out. Alright, so starting off here with Dark Mona, she's rocking 35% resist and then 101% crit rate on a Siphon set. Fully enhanced out, fully booked up. We got the Super Evolution action going on as well. So let's take a look. So she has an attack gem with 13% resist up there and then 17% crit rate. Then also an attack gem with 8% resist and then 17% crit rate for there. So attack. And then a crit rate gem with nothing really amazing there, but crit rate attack. Super great for farming, especially with the Super Evolution. Obviously we get a little bit more DPS out of her. Perfectly fine, dude. Perfectly fine with that. And for her enhancements, she has HP, crit resist, crit damage, defense, some crit rate, and also some resist. Okay. Dark Sea Star over here rocking, damn, 59% resist and then 91% crit rate. Unbooked, which is a little bit odd though, because her crit rate, I mean not her crit rate, but she's super evolved, but unbooked. But you got her decked out like this, my boy. What's going on here? But she has a crit rate gem up there with 21% defense up there. Defense gem with 21% crit rate. 7% resist, and then another defense gem with a little bit of crit rate and some resist as well. 22% resist. That's pretty good. Curious as to why she's not booked though. Is there a benefit to that? Absolutely not. Maybe you just forgot. Dark Yuki though, she's a work in progress. That's all I can say. Maybe you just got her soon or you're waiting on better gems. Dark Miho on a Ruin set, fully booked up once again with the same treatment as Dark Mona. 62% resist and then 108% crit rate. So she has HP gem with 16.5% crit rate up there and 12% resist. HP gem with 17% resist and then 12.5% defense as well as 20% crit rate, and then a crit rate gem with 13% resist. So crit rate HP. I mean, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of running my mons on my aggressors on crit rate, whatever aggressor that they are, but if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not saying that this is bad at all, because I'm sure she probably hits harder than mine. But for her enhancements though, she has crit resist, crit damage, and then some crit rate. Go ahead and slide some HP up in there, dude, and let's go. Another Dark Sea Star. Once again, not booked. 40% resist and then 96% crit rate. She has a gem of healer set though, and a defense gem with 13% resist up there, as well as 12% crit rate. A defense gem with 19.5% crit rate. And then a crit rate gem with 14% resist and 14.5% defense. Alright. Alright. But she's super evolved too. What's going on here, dude? Dark Snow White, which... Dark White? I guess that sounds a little bit... Yeah, all of it sounds weird. I mean, Tainted Snow White, Dark Snow White. It all just sounds weird with the snow and the white part, because you're dark, but you're white. Anyways, fully booked up on an intuition set, triple square master race, 110% resist, 110% crit rate, and then 42% resist. An attack gem with 12.5% crit rate, a crit rate gem, and then an attack gem with 13% crit rate, and then 23% resist. So crit rate, attack, pretty usual. A Dark Garuda over here though, Evo 3 once again, is rocking 30% resist, as well as 104% rate, crit rate. My mind is losing it, dude. We're like an hour and 22 minutes in, my mind is losing it. HP gem with 26.5% crit rate up there, and then 13% resist. There's an attack gem, so HP attack, and this one has 19.5% crit rate up there, and then another attack gem with 23.5% crit rate up there. Okay, so HP attack, wasn't it? Yeah, dude, that's damn good. And some crit damage, some resist, and some crit rate as well. Pretty cool. Dark Gatito, I'll just do one for obviously time's sake. No books on the boy, dude. No books at all. That's easy world boss damage. Easy world boss damage. But this one has 104% crit rate up there. Has an attack gem with 15% crit damage. A crit rate gem, nothing really worth mentioning there. And then another attack gem with 20% defense up there and 13% crit rate. I mean, I can understand maybe not using him, because there's a point in time where he's useful, and then there's a point in time where he's not. And most of the time he's not. But when you do need him, he's definitely the go-to. There's a Dark Sand Wraith on a Ruin set, and again, unbooked. I mean, maybe Liberty has other things that he's working on, so he's like, I don't care about books right now. But he's sitting at 102% crit rate, as well as 17% resist on a Ruin set. HP gem with 17.5% crit rate. Crit rate gem. And then an attack gem with 20% crit rate and 13% crit damage. Let's go, boys. Let's go. So what was that? HP crit rate attack? Yep. So some survivability. Dark Sarah over here on a Siphon set. Fully booked up. I like to see that. I definitely like to see that. With 110% crit rate up there. So crit rate gem. Attack gem with 14% crit damage up there. And then another crit rate gem. It's too good to be true. It was too good to be true, boys. Anyways, moving on, Dark Mowgli, which I'm a big fan of Mowgli's because they're easily accessible and they do pretty good damage if you got them booked up. But this one's on a Zeal set and she's sitting at 99% crit rate. She has an attack gem though with 13% resist and then 14% defense. An HP gem with 12.5% crit rate. And then a crit rate gem. So attack, HP, crit rate, so some survivability there. With 18% crit damage up there as well. But that Zeal set really helps the, kind of get things evened out there, especially with that crit rate, because the other subs weren't that amazing, but okay. Dark Bobby over here on a broken set, but she's rocking 102% crit rate. Once again, no books on her, but she has an HP gem with 19% crit rate up there, as well as 12% resist. An attack gem with 18.5% crit rate, and then a crit rate gem with 20% attack up there. Okay. Just to get the added benefit of that exposed weakness doing a little bit more damage since she's a dark type and she's an attacker with the crits. I feel you, man. I feel you. Dark Thor over here on an intuition set. He's rocking a 109% crit rate as well as 30% resist. Fully booked up and also level 6 variant skill. But he has an attack gem with 14% resist up there as well as 12% crit rate. Crit rate gem. And then an HP gem. Pretty standard for Dark Thor because he's a good Mon. He's a good Mon, but also a bad Mon because he suffers from the same problem that Fire Succubus suffers from, where they need the crit. So unless you have like ungodly subs of where you don't need to give them a crit rate gem, there's really no way to build them to not make them, to not make them either do bad damage or die because slime sneezes on them. That's a big problem with those, which kind of sucks. But Dark Thor, especially for a while, was my go-to Mon. There's a Dark Kana over here. She's sitting at 104% crit rate, and she's on intuition set. Crit rate gem. HP with 14% crit rate up there, and then an attack gem with 14.5% crit rate up there as well. Okay. Dark Phibian, decked out, man. That's what I like to see. If not, I would just end this video right here. He's on a broken set, but no books on him, though he does have trinkets. But he's sitting at 44% resist, then 104% crit rate. So HP with 27% crit rate up there. An attack gem with 12.5% crit rate and then 17% resist. And then a crit rate gem with 16% resist. Okay, so crit rate, attack, HP. That's pretty standard for Dark Phibian. Honestly, you want a mix of both. Then you have two Dark Rudolphs. I'll just use this one. This one is rocking 101% crit rate, and obviously she's more of a Titan's Mon because of the attack down, but not necessarily a Titan's Mon because while the attack down is good, you can't really get that much damage out of Hunter. But she has a crit rate gem up there, HP gem with 16.5% crit rate. And then a defense gem with 20% crit rate up there. So what was that? Crit rate, HP, defense. So more of a survivability type Rudolph. I got you. Variant Dark Merlin. Poggers, dude. Poggers. 85% resist on him as well. And 2 enhancements. So some crit resist and some defense. But let's take a look at these gems. So he has a defense gem with 27% resist up there. An HP gem with 25% resist up there. And then another HP gem with 24% resist up there. Okay, dude. Dude looks solid. Dude looks absolutely solid. And of course, Evo 3. Like all the Mons in freaking Liberty's box. Dark Jiangxi. These Mons are like all over 60, but just no gems for her. Dark Benji, no gems for him. I can understand though if you were using these Mons, especially for a world boss, then I can't really front you on that. Dark Spark, he does have gems on him though, and looks like you were booking him at some point in time, but maybe you stopped or just never got any more books. But 84% resist on a broken set. He has the HP gem with 17% resist. Another HP gem with 33% resist, boys. 33%. Nice. And then a defense gem with 22% resist. You know, I actually thought about building a Dark Sparket. And he did come around, and I did get one to Evo 3, but I just never got around to it, man. I should actually tighten up and do it. Dark Loki, though, he is on a broken set as well, but he's coming in with 53% resist, which I honestly kind of like Dark Loki. Not gonna lie to you. He has a defense gem, though, with 15% resist. An HP gem with 13% resist. And then another HP gem with 25% resist. Alright, dude. Alright. That's pretty much all he needs. Then there's a Dark Birdie, but he doesn't have any gems on him at the moment. Dark Cherry over here. Let's see what she has. She is fully booked up as well on a broken set. So she has an HP gem with a whole bunch of recovery up there. Another HP gem with nothing really worth mentioning. And then a defense gem with 19.5% recovery. So all kinds of recovery on this baby girl. Dark Banshee, she is super evolved as well. No gems on her at the moment. Dark Lupin, who I would love to have in the future. He's sitting at 102% crit rate and then 14% resist, and he does have trinkets on him as well. But let's take a look at these gems. So he has a crit rate gem with nothing really worth mentioning. An attack gem with 19.5% crit rate up there. And then also another attack gem with 18% crit rate. Alright. Alright. I wonder if you use them at all, Liberty. Curious. And then another Dark Snow White, but we've already seen her, so I'm just going to skip over this one. Dark Shinobi, Evo 3. Dude has all kinds of dark and light nat 5s, dude. All kinds. 26% resist on him, and then 105% crit rate on an intuition set with 1 enhancement of attack percentage. He has a crit damage gem with 13% crit rate. A crit rate gem with 25.5% attack up there. And then another attack gem with 7.5% crit rate, which wasn't worth mentioning, but it is there. But he's sitting at 105% crit rate, so hey dude, if it works, it works. I wonder how good he is though. He is single target, which is unfortunate, but maybe he's like a Dark Gatito on crack, who knows. Dark Seether over here, rocking 102% crit rate on a broken set. Again, not booked up. Crit rate over here. For the gem, nothing amazing other than the attack of 13.5%. An attack gem with 14.5% crit rate and then 20% crit damage. And then another attack gem with 23% crit rate. Okay, boy. I got you. I got you. Dark Harley on a Valor set. She's rocking 100% crit rate and 22% resist. She has a crit damage gem with 21.5% crit rate up there and 12.5% attack. It's pretty nice. An attack gem with 16% crit damage and 14% crit rate. Once again, that's pretty nice. And then the infamous crit rate gem with some defense action and some resist, as well as a little bit of crit damage. Alright. Alright. I see you. I see you. I'm going to skip over Dark Lord because we've already seen one. The other Tina that you have, your Dark Tina, this one's fully booked up, which explains why the light one was unbooked. She also has a Siphon set on her, almost triple square master race, but she's sitting at 103% crit rate, so on a Siphon set, I have no complaints unless she's like your Sarah, but we will find out. HP gem with 22% crit rate up there. Crit rate gem with 25% resist. So HP, crit rate, and then attack. Still, that's pretty solid. Especially if you got max crit rate from that. Yeah, dude. That's solid. Maybe not the hardest hitting mine in the world because she is lacking that attack gem, but at least she's going to survive a lot more than the other ones that are full glass cannon. Dark Kiki on an intuition set. No books, of course. Well, she's not booked up, but she's rocking freaking almost, what is that? 110% crit rate. She has a crit damage gem with 12.5% defense and crit rate. An attack gem with 12.5% crit rate up there. And then crit rate. So crit rate, attack, crit damage. Understandable. Have a great day. Dark Marie on an intuition set. She's at 102% crit rate as well as 44% resist. We got a crit rate gem right here with 17% resist. An HP gem with 20.5% crit rate and 13% resist. And then an attack gem with 14% resist. Gotcha, man. Absolutely gotcha. I mean, I was building one just for wave clearing purposes, though I don't need her. It was just going to be for something for fun. But I was like, dude, I could just throw her and roll boss for extra damage. So why not? Dark Sleepy, no gems on him. Evo 3, Dark Wukong, 60% resist on a broken set. He has a defense gem with 28% resist. That's a nice amount of resist, dude. Congrats. Another HP gem with 16% resist and 13.5% defense. And then a HP gem with 13.5% defense and 16% resist. Yeah, he's pretty solid. What was that? Defense, HP. Yeah. Dark Shiva. How many light and dark nat 5s does this dude have, dude? Dark Shiva is rocking 63% resist though, and some crit rate action. Has an HP gem with 23% resist up there. Then another HP gem with 17% resist. And then also a defense gem with 23% resist. Alright, got you. HP defense. Okay. Dark Arthur over here with 49% resist and 101% crit rate, boys. Let's see what we're working with here on this broken set. So HP gem with 14% crit rate up there. He has a crit rate gem with 21% resist. And then another HP gem with 23% crit rate and a little bit resist right there. So trying to get a little bit more damage out of Dark Arthur and not just make him a tanky, just tank. So I understand that. Dark Venus over here with 67% resist. Let's check what her gems are though. So she has a defense gem with 22% resist on her. HP gem with 20% recovery. And then a recovery gem with 15% resist and 13.5% defense, as well as 13% attack, but that doesn't really matter. So what was that? Defense, HP, recovery, pretty standard for healers. Dark Flora, no gems on her at the moment. Dark Raditz, no gems on him at the moment. Second Dark Venus, and then a Dark Siren, which you're working on right here with no gems on her at the moment. Boys, let's go over here to storage though real quick. Let's see how many light and dark nat 5s this dude has. I'm just curious. Alright, so none is storage, just some more fodder. I mean, you got some shadows that you could work on in the future, but it looks like you have another Dark Garuda on your hands. Well, let's count real quick. I mean, I've taken up a lot of you guys' time already, but you know, if you didn't want to see this, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. I hope not, but he has a Dark Arthur, Dark Shiva, Dark Wukong, so that's 3 right there. Dark Shinobi, that's 4. Dark Garuda, that's 5. Another Dark Garuda, that's 6. Dark Amayoji, that's 7. Not Dark Amayoji, Light Amayoji. Light Wukong, that's 8. There's also Light Valk, which is 9. But I'm gonna go ahead and maybe subtract. Since I don't see like a Dark Odin or even a Dark Valk, Dark Arthur might have been a contract mon, and then Light Valk also might have been a contract mon. So again, you do have 7 light dark nat 5s if my math is correct, which once again is a lot more than a lot of people, dude. So actually, congrats on your pulls with that, dude. A lot of people maybe get 1 or 2 light and dark nat 5s, but you have quite a good bunch. But anyways, you guys, that was the review for LibertyPuff. This is a revisit, so if you guys want to see his progress from his prior video, I do recommend you going through the account review playlist and checking that out. But LibertyPuff, thank you for letting me take a look at your account. It's definitely been a blessing to see how much you've improved on. And I mean, at this point, really, unless you want to be nitty gritty, there's some things that you could tweak on Mons, but in the grand scheme of things, is it that big of a deal? Not really, but your account is pretty darn good, you guys. Do keep in mind as well, LibertyPuff is just a pro gamer in general, so if you guys want to get as good as him, I implore you to join the Discord and at him at any given time of the day or night, even though we live in different places. And yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to do this, LibertyPuff. I definitely do appreciate it. If you guys want an account review done, you do have to join the Discord and either DM me on the Discord or just talk in the Discord and mention it and have someone else let me know about that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was definitely a long video, but definitely a great video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button though, so you don't miss out on the next account review, or the next mon review, or the next skill video, or the next whatever. Just saying. See ya.